Good afternoon, besties. Today is Saturday, June 15th, I believe. It's the day before Father's Day, and the car is packed right now, and me, my mom, and my son, we're actually on our way to the pop-up that I'm doing. So it's gonna be on the Beltline in Atlanta, and it's from 3 to 7. Right now it's 4 minutes to 1, and setup is at 2 o'clock. So it's gonna be about a 30-minute drive to get there. So we're leaving out a little bit early, but we're all set, and hopefully this is gonna be a good day. So I'm gonna talk to you guys when we get there, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Okay, besties, so I'm actually here. I'm outside. I'm gonna go see, because I'm about 25 minutes early, but I've seen like a couple other people setting up and like pulling out their items to go set up. So I'm gonna go find the organizer and see if we can set up. And I don't think I told you guys, but the fee at this location is $65, and my goal is to make at least $200. My mom's goal is for me to make at least $250. So we're gonna see if we can hit the goal, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can find the organizer and see if we can start setting up early. But all right. Okay, y'all, so this is where we're at, New Realm Brewing, and this is how it looks. And I see people setting up and going in, so I'm just gonna do the same. So I had to walk away from my area because I can't talk because they're playing music. So I think it's like $3.15. I've made one sale. Someone bought a cup with $17. So yeah, good start to the day. Hopefully keeps going, but I will keep you guys updated, hopefully, if I can get to vlog without the music. So I had to come to my car because I needed my lip balm, and y'all, I am sweating. Like, I don't know if y'all can tell. That's one of the main reasons I wore white, because I figured I'd be sweating, and I am. It's pretty hot. Like, I literally just want to go home, but we gotta push through. And yeah, push through. Besties, it is Wednesday, June 19th, so happy Juneteenth! Yay! Okay, guys, so it is still the market vlog. However, I'm gonna make it into a market plus weekly vlog-ish. I don't know, I'm just gonna take you guys along for what I am doing. So it is 4 days after the market. The market was Saturday, and it is now Wednesday. But you guys, I feel like I have not reviewed the footage yet, but I feel like the footage at the market was like not a lot. I tried to record, and I did record bits and pieces. However, I was sitting literally under a speaker where all the music was playing, so I really couldn't talk to you guys and tell y'all what was going on. However, if you guys caught my market day live, I explained in quite a bit of detail how the day was going. So I do know that I still have to do a recap in this video for anyone who didn't catch that live, and I will be doing that. I'm thinking tomorrow. I'm thinking I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow morning, because today I'm a little bit busy. I'm actually about to go on the road because I have to go to Perfect Press to get some Puff HTV, and I also have to go to Aviva Wholesale to get some new t-shirts. So I'm coming out with 3 new designs, and these are gonna be text-based designs, and I want to do them in Puff, and these are gonna be designs that I made. So I'm gonna go get the shirt. I actually have about 7 new designs. One of them is for fall or Halloween, and 3 of them are for spring, summer, and then I have one for Thanksgiving that I'm still working on. I don't have the colors right, and I have 2 for like fall that they're done, but I'm gonna release those in fall. So I'm gonna be working on the 2 for spring or summer, and yeah, I'm going to go pick up the material to make those so that I can advertise them and take photos and put them on my website. And yeah, so I don't know if you guys noticed, but I don't know, I have not been doing a lot of puff vinyl lately. Now, if you've been here for a while, you guys would know that I figured out, like, I couldn't do puff for the longest, and then I figured out how to do it, and I was super excited to be able to do puff, and it worked for a while. I got like a lot of good like shirts, or like I got a lot of my shirts came out really good with the puff, but then it started to become a thing where some of them would come out good and some of them wouldn't, and I ended up ruining some shirts, and that meant I had to cancel orders, because on TikTok Shop at the time I only had 3 days to ship out the product. So it was like, okay, if I had the shirt and I made it and I messed it up, I'd have to wait until I ordered it again, and then I'd have to wait for it to come in. And so I ended up having to cancel like a ton of my shirt orders, and so I just decided to take a break from puff. So I was on the internet and I was searching, because you know, you guys know how much I want to do puff, because I just could not figure out why it would come out perfectly on some of my shirts and then the rest of them it would not come out good, and the temperature and the pressure was the exact same. So I read online, or I saw online, that some of the heat presses, you know, they run hot, but I saw someone said that to get like a, what do you call it, a laser thermometer. So for the longest I was like, no, maybe I can fix it, maybe it's something with my pressure, my settings. So I was trying to get it right again, and again it would work. Some of my puffs will come out perfect, and then the rest will come out burnt. So I finally caved and I got like the laser thermometer, and you guys, my heat press runs ridiculously hot. It runs about 20 to 30 degrees hot. So when I'm over here saying it's on 300 degrees, it's on like 320, 330 something. When I'm over here saying it's on 270 degrees, it's on 304, 300. So that really helped me to like kind of get like a really good temperature and to find out like where I needed to be. So I tested it like multiple times, and every time I tested it, it came out really good. So I'm going to try it again, this time using my laser thermometer to, you know, let me know how hot the heat press is. And hopefully the shirts that I'm planning on making, they will continue to come out good, fingers crossed, because you guys know I really want to do puff, and I love how it looks, and I have so many puff designs. So we're gonna give it another shot. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna go get the puff vinyl, and I'm gonna go get the shirt so that I can make the mock-ups, and I will be testing it out. Before I use the shirts that I'm about to buy, I'm gonna test them out to make sure that the temperature is right and the designs are coming out good. And then yeah, so also I don't know whether or not I'm going to film that. Honestly, I might not film it, but I will film the process of getting the materials ready. And then tomorrow I'm going to film like my recap for my market. So yeah, I know this is not typically how market vlogs are done, but this is how I'm gonna do mine. Okay, so if you guys just want to see that the market recap, just skip forward in the video and you guys will see it. But if not, you guys can come with me to get my products. So yeah. Okay, besties, so I just left outside of Aviva Wholesale. So unfortunately they did not have one of the colors that I needed, so I had to pick up a different color, but that's fine. We're gonna see how it turns out. And right now I'm headed to Perfect Press HTV to go get my puff vinyl, and then I'm gonna head home. I've been on the road about an hour and a half now, so yeah, that's the only thing I have left, and then I'm gonna head home. And just to give you guys a quick sneak peek of the colors, I got Blossom. I got this color, I think it's Chambray, and then I believe this is Lilac or Violet, I don't know. But these are the 3 I got, and I wasn't supposed to get this. It was supposed to be their yellow, their comfort color is yellow. I think it's called Banana. I don't know. But the comfort color is yellow is what I was hoping they had, but I didn't have it. So I'm going to see what I can do with this one. I was contemplating getting white or this, and I just went with this because I don't know, it's spring, summer season. I feel like these colors are more like in trend right now. So yeah, wish me luck. Okay, besties, so this is what I got. I have two 12 by 10s. I think, is that what it is? Two 12 by 20s and two 12 by 10s, yes. And I didn't really need the blue one because the blue one is gonna go on the yellow shirt, but I don't have the yellow shirt, but I bought it just in case I have like a different design for it. So yeah, this is what we got working with. Alright y'all, I'm gonna see y'all later. Good morning, besties. It is June 20th and it is the next day from the last clip that you guys just saw. And you guys, I was actually outside yesterday for about 4 hours, like just running errands, small business errands, daily errands. So when I got home, like I was just exhausted. I didn't do anything. I think I packed 2 orders yesterday. I had 2 sticker orders, so I packed those yesterday. I'm gonna ship them out today. And that's all I did because I was tired. But I did want to let you guys know, after I picked up my t-shirts and after I picked up the puff vinyl, I did drive by Hobby Lobbies, and I realized that this week was the week that they were on sale, that they were having a sale on the fabric that I needed. So I stopped by and I picked up some more of the lilac fabric because you guys, and it's touching into a little bit of the market recap. I sold out of all of my lilac scrunchies, and I'm gonna get into it in a little bit, but yeah, I had to restock. So I ran into Hobby Lobbies and I got like a yard, because that's gonna be, a yard gives me 6 scrunchies, so I'm gonna bring 6 more of the lilac ones to my next markets because I sold out. So yeah, I did that, and then I also went and I got my car detailed because my car was dirty, and it wasn't like car wash dirty, because like I bring my car to the car wash and drive through and it doesn't get it as clean as I needed it to be. So I had to go and get my car detailed, and that took like an hour 15. So by the time I got home, I was exhausted. So yeah, it is the next day, and I actually have a ton of things to show you guys, a ton of new projects that I'm working on or thinking about working on. But I'm gonna save that for next week's video. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this week's market vlog by giving you guys the recap that I know you guys been waiting on. So my first market recap, I like wrote down notes. I did not write down any notes this time because I'm just gonna tell you guys how it went, and it's all gonna be off the top of my head. I do, however, have on my phone a list of the items that I sold so that I would remember, because I did sell quite a bit of item, a few items I want to say. So I wrote them down on my phone. I'm gonna tell you guys which ones I sold. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this week's market recap. Okay guys, so I debated whether or not I'm gonna tell you guys the name of the event, but I've decided I'm not gonna do that, just because of what I'm about to tell you guys that happened at the event. So let's get into it. So I had a market on June 15th, and the market was downtown Atlanta-ish. It was off of the Beltline. So if you guys live in the Atlanta area, you know the Beltline, where you can walk, people right nearby, go out for a stroll. It was like at a brewery that was right off of that Beltline, and like people off the Beltline, they could walk up the steps and come to see the vendors. And it was from 2 to 7. Well, setup started at 2, so it was from 3 to 7, and setup started at 2. Now I just want to go back and give you guys a backstory. So the day before, so the 14th, I got a message from the organizer, and the message pretty much told us everything that we needed to know about the event, the location. It reminded us the time, it reminded us what we were allowed to bring, and etc. So in the message, I want to make it clear, the message stated that setup was at 2 p.m. and that the market started at 3, and it went from 3 to 7. It was a 4-hour market, and setup started at 2 p.m. Now that whole day, you guys, the day of the market, the whole Saturday of the market, when I tell you I got up at 9 o'clock, I was at home, I packed my car. I actually went to get some groceries, came back, packed my car. I was packed by 11 o'clock, and I was just sitting at home doing nothing. And I'm telling you guys this to say, I ended up, me and my mom and my son, we ended up packing up the car, and we went, and we got there. We left out a little bit early because we got there at 1:30, and I went at 1:30, and I was thinking, you know, hey, if she says we can't start unloading at 2, then we'll just wait, but I prefer to get there a little bit early, right? So we got there at 1:30, guys. And when we got there, we saw other vendors, you know, unloading their car. So at first, the message that she sent said to go and find her when we got there. So I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna go find her and ask her if it's okay to set up. But we saw two or three other vendors, like getting stuff out of their car and going into the venue. So I was like, you know what, if they're going in, I'm going in as well. So I packed up my car, my little trolley or my little wagon, and I went inside the venue. And you guys, tell me why there are already, I want to say 5 to 6 vendors fully set up at 1:30. Fully set up at 1:30. They were like done set up and everything. So I want to say at the event at 1:30, it was maybe 8 vendors total. 5 of them had already been fully set up, and then I told you there were 3 other ones going in to set up. So I want to give you guys like an idea of the event. So like I was telling you guys, there's the Atlanta belt line, and then there's some steps that you go up. Like if you're walking on the belt line, if you're a customer walking on the belt line, you'll see like you'll pass some steps, and you'll see like all the vendors on top of the steps, and you go up the steps and you go shop with the vendors because you're coming off the belt line, right? Now, where we as vendors were told to enter was there's a parking lot for the brewery. So we parked our cars and we walked up, like there's like a little ramp, and we go up the ramp with our wagon, and then we go and we find the event coordinator and we set up. So when I found her, you know, we were at that little area on top of the stairs, and she gave me a spot on top of the stairs. Remember, you guys, customers are walking off the belt line, they're coming up the stairs, and there's like a little lane that all the vendors were. So that's where she gave us the spot. There was only like 2 other people set up in that spot, and it's a long lane, and she gave us our spot in that lane. There was somebody else coming. There was one person set up, one person coming, and then we were beside that person. That's where we were. Cool. Remember, I had my wagon. I left my wagon with my mom. I left the items in my wagon with my mom, my son, and I went back to the car to get the rest of my items. I got the rest of my items, and I'm walking back to that little alleyway, you guys, and I'm about to go to drop off the rest of my items so I can start setting up. And the event coordinator, she comes to me and she's like, I have this spot up front, and I think you'd actually love it. I want to show you this spot up front by where you just passed, because that's where all the customers, they come from that section, because that's the parking lot. So all the customers, they come from that section when they park their car, and they all have to walk by this area, and I think it'll be like a great setup for you. So let me just show you the area. So I'm thinking to myself, you guys, okay, she's the organizer. She's been doing this for how long? She must know where the foot traffic is coming from. I'm trusting her. This is my second pop-up. And mind you, at the time that she's telling me this, I didn't know how the pop-up worked. I didn't know that people were coming off the belt line, coming up the stairs and going to that little lane with all the vendors. I had no idea that. I don't know, you guys, I didn't survey the area. Like, I just came and I left like my stuff there with my mom, and I'm thinking, okay, people are already set up, I need to get set up as well. I wasn't surveying the area to see where the customers are coming from. I didn't know. So you're the vendor and you're coming to me and you're telling me, this spot is where everyone passes. This is where all the traffic comes from. And, I just think that and she actually said, since you're here so early, I just want to give you guys, the best option since you're already here early. So I'm thinking, okay, she's looking out, first time here, like I'm here early, she's looking out according to her. And I was like, okay, I saw the spot. I was like, okay, nice. She says, everyone comes from here because they have to park behind you and they walk past you here. And she's like, yeah, trust me, like in the evening, the parking lot gets packed and everyone comes by here. And, since you're here early, I want to give you this spot. So I'm like, what? Well, okay, right? Because, and another thing, you guys, that the alleyway that I told you guys where the customers walked up the steps and there's an alleyway for the vendors, it was dark in there, it was gloomy. I'm like, yeah, maybe nobody's gonna want to be walking down this little alley. So I'm thinking, okay, she's hooking me up. You know, we're talking besties, we're besties, right? So I'm thinking she's hooking me up. You guys, she was not hooking me up, you guys. She was not hooking me up. First of all, there was this huge bouncy house there, right? And I did see the bouncy house. I'm not gonna act like I was blind and I didn't see the bouncy house. I did see the bouncy house. But the thing is, she told me that all the customers have to walk by us to get to the vending event. That's what she told me. So I was like, oh, that's fine, because they're walking by us anyway and they're walking past the bouncy house. No, you guys, I just told you guys a long story to tell you guys that my market, I don't know if I want to say that it was a fail, but I'm going to say it was a fail because it could have been so much better, you guys. She put me and another vendor in that little spot that she said gets all the traffic, and we got absolutely no foot traffic. Do you guys know where all the customers went? All the customers, they literally went down that alleyway that I was telling you guys about, that we were at first. So again, they came off the belt line, they go up the stairs, and it was like packed, like with vendors. So all the vendors came, and when they came, she put them down there. She put all the vendors down there. It was just the two of us at that little section in front of the parking lot. It was just the two of us. So all the vendors were in that alleyway that we were in initially. So it was packed with vendors on the right, packed with vendors on the left. And so when all the customers came up, they had like a whole alleyway of vendors to shop from. That's one. Two, they also had a big bouncy house that was blocking us. So first of all, they have a whole alleyway of vendors to shop from. They're not gonna want to go anywhere else to shop. It's literally like a whole alleyway, you guys. They probably already spent their money. They're not trying to look for any more vendors. And two, there was a huge bouncy house blocking us. Even if they were looking for more vendors, they couldn't see us. So yeah, you guys, I don't know, on the day, I was just trying to be optimistic because I was like, you know, maybe like she should know, you know, she moved me. I didn't go to her and ask her to move me. I was going to my spot with my mom, was waiting on me, and she, you know, was telling me she's giving me this great spot, and she didn't. Now the only thing I can say is maybe she didn't, I don't know, maybe she didn't know that the traffic was gonna be that bad because of the bouncy house, because I have visited this event before as a shopper and there wasn't a bouncy house there. And so maybe she didn't know. Maybe the traffic up front is typically like good where I was, but this week it was terrible. And the fact that I was right there in that alley where everyone was, where all the customers were going, where I could have gotten so many more sales, and she actually went out of her way and moved me and put me in an area where I got no foot traffic, that was like a little bit disheartening. It was kind of like, it felt like a string of bad luck, you know, because you literally stopped me walking to my booth area to set up and offered me this amazing space, and it turned out to be very much lackluster. So yeah, that is, I don't know if you guys saw my, if any one of you guys saw my market vlog. I actually went live, and I was on live at that event for like an hour and a half because there was nobody walking by. The people that were walking by my area were people who came for the brewery. So they already ate and they had parked, so they were literally walking by, and this was them. They were literally walking by. They weren't even looking at us. And I remember, like, I had like the most amazing vendor that I met there, and she was right beside me. We were in it together. We ended up like moving our tables to like a different section, hoping to get seen. But she was super nice, and I'm gonna put like her handle on the screen if you guys want to check her out. But she was amazing. Like, we started talking and we made like a really good connection. So that was like the highlight of the whole event. But I remember some kids went up to her table like to look, and I remember hearing the mom was like, yeah, we're not buying anything, to the kids. And but the kids were still there looking, and I was just like, yeah. So the people that were walking by us, they weren't trying to buy anything. Those were people from the brewery that were leaving to go to their cars to go home. Everybody else that came to the vending event were down that alley that I was initially before the organizer moved me. So yeah, I feel like that event was definitely like my target audience. I feel like I would have made a lot of sales there had I been in the same spot, but it is what it is. And I actually do think that even my mom and I, we agree that we would go back to that area because of the amount of foot traffic that it had. But it's like you live and you learn. I really don't know why she moved us. I don't know what the reason was. Again, giving her the benefit of the doubt, she could have really been trying to help me, and maybe it was just like bad luck that the bouncy house was there and it blocked us off. Who knows? But I definitely would go back, but this time I know where you're gonna put me or where I'm gonna be, because if not, I'm leaving. So she actually does another event that is, it's more popular. Like most of the vendors that I've spoken to, they prefer to do that event. They've made like a ton of money at that event. Like my friend that I told you I met, she's made like a ton of money at that event. So I ended up reaching out to her, asking her, because it's like she has another one coming up. It's a night event. So I asked her, you know, about the cost for that one. And you guys, she actually, before I could even think to ask her for a discount, she actually suggested a discount. Like she gave me like a $15 discount because she knew, like the whole time she didn't come back down there. She came to check on us once, and that was it. Like we were the only two vendors like in that area with no foot traffic, and she came to check on us once. So she knew like we weren't getting any foot traffic, and she knew she's the one that made me move. So she offered me $15 off. So I'm gonna give her other event a try, because again, she did have the traffic. It's just, and I don't know if it's an error in judgment or what it was, but when she moved me, it definitely affected my sales. Okay guys, so that long story time basically told you guys, I gave you guys the cons and the pros of that event. Like I was moved to an area with no foot traffic, but the event itself was in a really good location, and it did have very good foot traffic. Had I not been moved, I feel like I would have definitely like easily doubled the amount of money that I made. So we're gonna go into that right now. So I'm gonna let you guys know what I sold. So I sold one t-shirt for $25. I sold a cup for $17. My cups, I charged $16 for my cup, but this person, she was super nice. She sent me $17. She said to cover the fees, so thank you, girlie. I sold one scrunchie for $10. I sold two stickers for $8. I sold another cup for $16, and I sold two more scrunchies for $10, and that was a total of $96, I believe. And the vending fee was $65. So I did make my vending fee back, and I made a little bit on top of it. So considering what it was, you guys, I would say that was a success, because we had no foot traffic. And yeah, and I did spend $10, I believe, with my vendor, the vendor next to me. So if you want to put that in there, you can say I made $85. $65 was the vending fee, so I made $20 profit. So yeah, I definitely feel like my goal was $200 and my mom's goal was $250, and I feel like had I been where I initially was, I would have easily made that $200, no problem. So yeah, I would go back to that event, but it's like now you know. I didn't know, and like I really felt it but now I know, and now I know what to look out for. And that's like, I guess that's the whole thing of doing markets. Like the more you do, the more you get to understand. But all in all, you guys, I want to say that I'm super grateful for the sales that I made. Like this event, like it actually, I don't know, it actually lifted up my spirits in a way, because I did sell at this event. Like you guys saw how many items I sold. I sold a good amount of items, so it made me feel like, okay, my things are good quality, people like them. And had I, you know, been where I was supposed to be, you know, that would have been even better for me. And I do know that there were, so I told you guys that there was a bouncy house. If I remember, I'll put like a video right here. But there was a bouncy house blocking us in front of where me and my other vendor was. And there were two vendors literally behind that bouncy house. And from what I recall, I think one of them didn't make any sales, and I think one only made one sale. So I'm super grateful for the sales that I made, given the area that we were at. So hopefully this organizer, you know, she doesn't do this again to anyone else, because me and my vendor friend, we were kind of thinking maybe it's because it's our first time here, because there were other people there that I saw when I visited the market before. They were literally, there were some people on the steps, like they knew that this is where the people off the Beltline, they walk on this step, they have to pass me. They were there on that step, and they were there the last time I visited, and they were there this time. So it's like they know where the traffic is. Me and my friend, we didn't know. We kind of trusted her, and we trusted that she was trying to do what was best for her vendors. But maybe she was, again, giving her the benefit of the doubt, and maybe the bouncy house just messed it up. I don't know. But that was my experience, and somebody figured out who the event coordinator was, like their Instagram, but I'm not gonna say it because, again, I am gonna be vending back with her. I do think she brings good traffic. I think she does advertise. You know, it was just a bad luck on my end from her. So I don't know. But yeah, you guys, that is my market recap. I made, if you want to say, $95. I spent $10, and the event fee was $65. But yeah, I do have 2 more markets. I have markets back to back. I believe I have a market July 7th, which is a Sunday. And then I have the night market that I just told you guys about, July 13th, which is a Saturday. So I have markets back to back. Pray for me. And yeah, that's the next time you guys are gonna see me at markets. So hopefully I do good. The July 7th one is an indoor one, and then the July 13th one is a night market from 4 to 8, and that is an outdoor one. But alright, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end off this week's vlog. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It was kind of all over the place, but I'm still getting the hang of this market vlog type situation. So please, you guys, don't forget to like this video, comment something nice down below. If you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next week. Peace out. Bye.